Russia has begun testing an ejection seat for a promising long-range aviation complex PAK-DA. General Director of the Research and Production Enterprise NPP, Zvezda, Sergey Pozdnyakov said. "We are almost on schedule. The tests are just beginning," he said, responding to a question on whether the tests of the seat for the PAK-DA bomber had begun. According to Pozdnyakov, the tests would comprise climatic and resource tests and examine mechanical impacts. This implies checking whether the structural integrity is maintained and if the system can withstand the extreme pressures on the seat while being ejected by rocket boosters mid-flight. In July 2021, Pozdnyakov said that the deliveries of the seats to the Tupolev Public Joint Stock Company (PJSC) should begin by 2023. The PAK-DA is Russia's first long-range strategic bomber, being developed in decades, meant to replace Tupolev-designed Bureau's three mainstays of the Ruov, the Tu-160 feet Blackjack, Tu-22M, and the 1950s-era Tu-95 feet Bear. Whether this means that the Tu-160 will simultaneously serve alongside the PAK-DA for a while before being phased out is unclear. However, air forces usually do not retire entire fleets of aircraft in a single swoop, and certain numbers are retained and upgraded until their replacement finishes serial production. After at least 2 years of rigorous flight testing, the final production model is frozen to reveal the necessary modifications and corrections. Both flight and ground crews also take time to be fully acquainted with the aircraft. Moreover, Russia's Industry and Trade Minister Denis Manturov said in February this year that the upgraded Tu-160M will also be built with the PAK-DA while visiting the Tu-160 plant in Kazan. The Tu-160's heavily upgraded M variant first flew in 2021, 6 years after its modernization program began in 2015. It's set to complete preparations for its PAK-DA debut flight and subsequently pass all the stages of trials and its launch into serial production. Two planes, the Tu-160M and the PAK-DA, will be simultaneously produced, Manturov said in comments quoted in several Russian media. Russia will receive the first newly built Tu-160M strategic missile-carrying bomber by the second quarter of 2022 for subsequent state trials and operational service. Thus, it can be reasonably assumed that the PAK-DA and the Tu-160 would serve together for a substantial amount of time before the latter is decommissioned.